Hey you all, it's me, Lynn Daniel, coming to you on the Buddy Zone. Okay, so hi! Okay, so it's late at night, guys. It's going on 10 o'clock. I'm doing laundry. I read a little bit. I slept a lot, resting. But I wanted to come and do this, let's see. Let me tell you what the name of it is. It's the one that EJ Kafupo and Senior S, Emerging Educator. It's that Teaching Around the World tag. The January edition. New Year's and New Beginnings. Let me see. New Year. 6 questions. Here they are. Alright, so I'm just gonna say them and answer them for you, okay? Alright, I'll do the best I can. Okay, question number 1. What are your teaching goals for 2018? Okay, look, my teaching goals are to do a good job as a teacher. To take the time to read through the curriculum, to identify the objectives, to note the standards, to consider engagement protocols, to give feedback, like collaborate with my content area colleague and just kind of talk things through, and I don't know, just do those things. Those are standard practices that I do anyway. But I just seek every year to improve, to improve. So, to keep the good and to throw out things that aren't working and to make sure it all balances out to improvement. As a lifelong learner, what are your learning goals for 2018? My learning goals, you all know I'm finishing this doctorate, and really, guys, that is my goal, to get done, to graduate, to publish this year, to really just get finished with this. It's been a 5-year process. I've learned a lot. It's a lot of self-inquiry, self-guided inquiry. And I'm a little tired now of it, just to be honest. And I'm not even all the way done, but I'm to a point now where I want to just kind of have some fun, I belong to this thing called Mentor Box. It's a monthly subscription. You can, now look, I'm not advocating this because I'm not getting any kind of kickbacks or any sponsorship, but I just joined it. It's $7, but then if you upgrade to the more expensive membership, you get an actual literal box mailed to you with 2 books and some other resources. If you pay the $7, you get access to like online books or whatever, online resources. So that's my personal lifelong learning goal, is to read. I really love informational text. I will read fictional text, but my preference is informational text. I love history. I just love history as a personal choice. I like to read about science, but I'm not really a science, like, I'm fascinated by science and scientists, but I don't have that kind of mindset, I don't think, but they intrigue me. So yeah, mine is just to continue to read and to enjoy this Mentor Box until I cannot afford it anymore, and then to go back through my own personal library and look at those books that I have not read and to read them. And like, when I say read books, I don't mean like fake read, I don't mean chunk read, I mean like, because I chunk read a lot for what I'm doing right now. I mean to really enjoy the text, and if I have to even mark and annotate in the text as a way to help embed the learning or to really clarify the learning and enjoy the learning, I will do that. I was reading yesterday and highlighting vocabulary words as I went through, you know, because I challenged myself. I said, okay, if I cannot define this, if I can't paraphrase a definition for a word, then I look it up. So I try to, like, if I can't paraphrase or summarize a part of the text to tell it back to somebody, then I don't know it. So I have to reread it. So these are things that I do when I'm reading and as a lifelong learner to help me pump up my learning goals. Number 3, what lessons do you typically teach first week back at school? Or how do you address the new year in your classroom, if at all? When I go back, my kids have their argumentative essays due because we started on them and they were not able to finish, and I knew that was going to happen because we revamped our testing schedule. So when I go back, I am going to review the expectations a little bit, very briefly, and then talk to them about their writing of their essays, collect the essays from the students who did them and give them bonus points, and the students who did not finish, they will have to work on them that day and have them turned in that day. The students who did turn them in will get some kind of reward time, like about 15 minutes of, maybe 20 minutes of reward time, and then the rest of the class, you know, they can work on some other tasks. But yeah, that's what we're doing when we return in the next few days. Number 4, what are your biggest challenges teaching in January? None. No, I mean, I can't think of anything. The weather here starts to get cold in the morning. Is like, it can get down to 35 degrees in the morning, so we have to dress in layers here because by the end of the day it's warm. It's 60, 70, some days 80. So you know, my challenge is finding the right shoes to wear, because I don't like to wear shoes. I like to wear flats. I don't like to wear boots too much. I don't like to wear anything too constricting, so I've got to pull out my Crocs, my Santa Claus Crocs or something, my fur-lined Crocs or something, and that's going to be my biggest challenge, is dressing appropriately for the January weather. Number 5, how do you teachers celebrate the new year in your country, in my area? People go out and stuff. They do fireworks here. Back home, they shoot guns, real guns, like shooting the guns. Okay, where the bullets gonna go? Yeah, so that's what they do. They go out and drink champagne, or they go out and dance. A lot of people do watch services at church. I used to do watch services at my former church that I belonged to back home. I really miss those services. Those are some real good times of just praise, prayer, focus, appreciation, and adoration, and oh my goodness, and it settles you down and helps you to clear out and recharge. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be beautiful. So yeah. Okay, so number 6, if you could give a New Year's blessing to fellow teachers, what would it be? I loved EJ's blessing, was beautiful. I was like, what? May your school year be filled with joy. That's all I can think of, you all. May your school year be filled with joy. All right, so that's my take on the, what's the name of this thing again? Teaching Around the World January Edition New Year. Thank you, EJ from Kafufu Land, EJ Kafufu. Check out A Happy Teacher True Story, who is Nicholas and Franz. emerging educator in Illinois, I forget her name. Chalkin Talk in Australia. Senior S is in Florida. The Spanish Maestra, Miss Great Teachers in Belgium. And me. I'm in the U.S. All right. Bye.